Just before the National Day holiday, I was suddenly bound to a system that only allowed me to speak the truth. At the same time, my biological wealthy parents, Robert and Lara Morgan, arrived to pick me up from the countryside. The fake heiress, Chloe, cried and spoke pitifully. "Sister has returned, so should I leave?" My mouth snapped open. "Don't go! Run away right now!" My parents flared up and yelled, "Do you believe we won't throw you out again?" I blurted out, "Oh, something good like that is happening again. Then goodbye. I'm not playing this game anymore." So, I decided to voluntarily offer my services to the nation. A police officer in Atherton looked at me suspiciously, pointed at 3 photos, and coldly asked, "Recently, the city has had a series of serial killings. Who is the murderer among these 3 people?" I pointed directly to an answer that left everyone stunned and speechless. The people opposite me were shocked, and I burst out laughing. Since the truth-telling system attached itself to me, I have lived by the principle: if I can avoid speaking, I will absolutely not open my mouth. I had no choice. This mouth had a mind of its own. Yet, Chloe, the fake heiress, deliberately sobbed and asked me, "Sister has returned, so should I leave?" My mouth immediately popped out. "Don't go! Run away right now!" Chloe was stunned for a few seconds, then burst into louder tears. Dad furiously yelled, "Get upstairs now!" I immediately scrambled away, telling myself as I ran, truthfulness is a great virtue. Returning to the luxurious suite, which was no less grand than a presidential room, I locked the door and sighed. This damned system is unstoppable. At dinner, under the brilliant crystal chandeliers, the long dining table was filled with expensive dishes, shining with an affluent glow. Chloe sat next to Mom, eyes red, looking weak and miserable. I quietly pulled a chair from the farthest corner and sat down, trying to become a faint background shadow. "Lara, eat a lot, you're too thin, Mom," Eleanor gently signaled the maid to serve me food. I nodded, just humming a hum as a reply. Chloe picked up a piece of fish, her voice syrupy sweet. "Sister, this steamed fish is Chef Jung's specialty. Try it and see if it's delicious." I stared at the fish, alarm bells ringing loudly in my head. I really wanted to say thank you, but my mouth couldn't be controlled. "Oh, this fish was thawed at 3 p.m. yesterday and left out at room temperature for over 4 hours before being steamed. It's not fresh anymore. You eat it?" The atmosphere immediately froze. Chloe's chopsticks paused in mid-air, her face flushing and paling. Mom placed her chopsticks down with a clack, her well-maintained face instantly covered in cold frost. "Lara Morgan, are you deliberately trying to ruin the family atmosphere?" I wanted to cover my mouth but couldn't help it. She's the fake heiress, and she keeps deliberately causing trouble for me. "Don't you see that, Mom? I'm doomed." Since my return, the Morgan family had never mentioned Chloe leaving. Dad, Robert, glared at me. "Eat your meal." That meal, I ate to the sound of Chloe's continuous sobs and the icy stares of my parents. I ate extremely quickly, then stood up. "I'm finished eating. Everyone, please continue," and turned to run as if my feet were on fire. Behind me, I heard Mom soothing Chloe. "Don't mind her. The girl grew up in the countryside and doesn't know etiquette." The next morning, I was enrolled in the most famous aristocratic school in Atherton and placed in the same class as Chloe. I wore the brand new designer uniform, but felt stiff all over, led into the classroom by the homeroom teacher. Chloe sat in the front row, looking at me with a perfectly gentle smile. I silently walked to the empty spot at the back of the class, continuing to adhere to the policy: if I can avoid speaking, absolutely don't open my mouth. Until math class, the teacher, Mr. Peterson, paid special attention to me. "Lara Morgan, try this problem." It was a terrifyingly difficult advanced Olympic math problem. I looked at the board, my mind blank, about to honestly answer, I don't know, when my mouth, like a faucet with a burst valve, poured out the steps of the solution and the final answer, drop by drop. I even commented, actually, using the Cauchy inequality is more concise. Or you could construct an auxiliary function and take the derivative. I rattled on for more than 10 minutes before stopping. The entire class was silent. The teacher pushed up his thick-rimmed glasses, looked at the board, then at me, his eyes full of astonishment and confusion. "Completely correct. Moreover, the logic is very clear and the method is advanced. Lara Morgan, have you done this type of problem before? I froze on the spot. Never, I answered curtly. This time, it was truly the truth. Only Chloe, when she turned to look at me, her smile had become forced. The school bell rang. I was the first one to rush out of the classroom and hide straight in the restroom. I finally realized that this mouth didn't just speak my true feelings. It spoke the absolute truth, whether I knew it or not. I had become a passive, absolutely accurate human search engine. This discovery brought a small spark of excitement amidst my fear. After school, as soon as I stepped out of the school gate, Chloe and a few close friends blocked my way. Chloe wore a face full of worried contemplation. Sister, I know you just returned and want to show off, but what you did in math class today will make the teacher very awkward. That problem was so hard. You must have seen the answer somewhere beforehand, right? My mouth immediately activated its cannon fire mode. The one losing face is you, not me, right? Chloe, that handwritten physics formula cheat sheet stuffed in your desk drawer? Should I take it out and read it aloud in front of everyone? Chloe's face changed color. I didn't stop, turning to her best friend, a stylish girl named Tiffany. And you, Tiffany, stop yelling and pretending here. Your basketball player boyfriend messaged 3 girls at 10:30 last night, flirting with all of them at once. Should I remind you of the content? For example, he called one of them Baby Strong. Tiffany's face turned pale. She shrieked, "You're lying!" I then pointed to a chubby male student named Tom. Tom, stop snickering secretly. That precious autograph notebook from Chloe in your desk? Chloe threw it in the trash. You picked it up. She knows, and she finds you disgusting. The scene was dead silent, then erupted in a commotion. Chloe was trembling with rage, pointing right at me. You're slandering me! I blinked, feigning innocence. Am I slandering you? You all know best in your hearts. Excuse me, I have somewhere important to be. I quickly slipped out of the crowd and safely retreated. I began to realize clearly, if I continued to spew out truths without caring whom it offended, sooner or later, something big would happen. The storm officially broke out at the weekend party. The Morgan family hosted a reception for an important guest, Mr. Miller. Mr. Miller valued harmonious family relations, and the Morgan family only caught his attention because they had found their long-lost biological daughter. Before the party, Mom and Dad sternly warned me, "If you don't behave today and talk nonsense, you'll regret it." Chloe sat next to the guest, speaking sweetly as if her mouth had been coated with honey. I huddled in a corner, focusing on eating a lobster, trying to minimize my presence. Mr. Miller turned to ask me, "I hear Lara was just welcomed back. Are you getting used to life here?" I told myself in my head, "Keep your mouth shut, smile, and nod." I managed to squeeze out what I thought was the cutest smile and nodded. Tease over. Just a nod was like hitting a switch. I heard my own voice, clear and resonant. Getting used to it? Sure, it's just that there's a fake heiress in the house who constantly plays tricks and puts on an act. And my parents seem blind to it and are completely infatuated with that style. Clang. The silver spoon in Mr. Miller's hand fell into the bowl. Dad's face went from red to white to pale green, changing colors like a neon sign. Dad slammed his hand on the table, his fingers trembling. I preempted him, slowly wiping my mouth. Sorry. I accidentally spoke the truth. I excused myself and left. Returning home, I started packing my luggage. Dad slammed a vase on the floor. Do you know how much effort I put into connecting with Mr. Miller? Mom also looked at me reproachfully. Lara, how could you say those things at the party? It was truly impolite. I shrugged helplessly. I was fine in the orphanage. You're the ones who insisted on dragging me back. If it weren't for Mr. Miller, you probably would never have looked for me, would you? Get out of here right now, Dad roared, pointing to the door. My wish has been granted. I was overjoyed, grabbed my suitcase, and immediately rolled out. I headed straight for the Newport City Police Department. I had to find a way to make them actively ask questions. I walked into the main hall. A young police officer looked up. Hello, can I help you? I struggled to phrase my words. If a person knows a clue to a case, but she cannot actively speak it out, someone has to ask her, and she guarantees that everything she says is the absolute truth. How should she report this? The officer frowned. Just then, a male voice, lazy and magnetic, rang out. "What's going on?" The desk officer looked relieved. "Consultant Case, this comrade says she has a clue, but claims she can't speak it out herself." The man called Consultant Case looked at me, his playful eyes scanning me from head to toe. I looked straight into his eyes. I just can't actively say what I know. But if you ask me, I guarantee every answer will be the truth. Julian's Case raised an eyebrow. "Oh? Then try telling me what I'm thinking." My mouth immediately activated. "You're thinking this girl looks good. But this kind of pickup line is as old as the hills," and her hands are shaking. She might be suffering from psychological trauma from the Morgan family that hasn't healed yet. The smile on Julian Case's face instantly froze, a clear look of astonishment flashing in his eyes. He turned to the middle-aged officer behind him. "Detective Ray, take her to the small conference room." In the small conference room, Julian Case and Detective Ray sat opposite me. "Lara Morgan, let's get straight to the point," Julian Case began. "We'll test it out now. Tell me, how long has Detective Ray been married?" My mouth didn't slow down for a second. 11 years. "How old is Detective Ray?" 42. "What did he eat this morning?" "He overslept, so he didn't eat breakfast." "When was the last time he went out on an assignment?" 3 days ago. Julian Case chuckled. "Looks like it wasn't a fluke. Let's raise the stakes." He leaned forward. "Have you heard about the serial murder case in the south of the city recently?" "I saw it on the news," I replied cautiously. Julian Case pulled out 3 photos. "We have narrowed down 3 suspects. Now tell me, which of these 3 is the murderer?" My mouth blurted out the answer. "The third person." Detective Ray gasped. Julian Case's pupils contracted. "What was the weapon? Where is it? What are its characteristics?" My mouth became a super-accurate, emotionless truth-spraying machine. "It's a kitchen knife buried under the ginkgo tree behind his house. The handle has black machine oil residue." "What is the evidence?" "The second victim has a fabric thread in her fingernail from his gray-blue check shirt. He suffers from obsessive-compulsive disorder, and every time he commits a crime, he uses exactly the same type of soap to wash his hands. There are still soap residues at the first crime scene." Detective Ray was too terrified to speak. Julian Case slowly stood up, the lazy air completely gone, replaced by obvious seriousness and excitement. He looked at me for a long time. He immediately gave a clear, decisive order. "Detective Ray, immediately arrange personnel to secretly investigate according to her words. Focus on searching the backyard and the wardrobe of the third suspect's house. Verify the type of soap for me. Hurry." Julian Case stepped towards me, his eyes completely changed. "Lara Morgan, do you know what this ability of yours represents?" "It means I definitely cannot live a normal life anymore," I answered honestly. "Smart," his voice was low. "Your ability is very troublesome, but also extremely useful. From now on, you will be under my charge." The special task force acted like a whirlwind. Based on the testimony from my mouth, the police dug up the blood-stained kitchen knife. They found the gray-blue check shirt and the exact type of soap. The perfect chain of evidence was closed. When I held the reward check for a 7-figure sum after tax, my hands trembled slightly. Julian Case spoke indifferently. "What's wrong? Does the young lady of the Morgan family need this small change too?" I glared at him. They would rather chew off their own tongues than give me a penny, I gleefully calculated. "First, move to a more comfortable place." However, before the joy of moving could manifest, I was hit by an online storm. The news that I received a huge reward was leaked, causing a public uproar. Under the guidance of Chloe and her friends, public opinion quickly shifted. She must have used unsavory means to get the money. Just as I was wondering whether to fight back, a comment appeared on social media from a verified account, Julian Case, Special Strategy Consultant. He commented directly under the hottest post. "The reward was personally approved by me, and the process is completely legal. The reason is that Comrade Lara Morgan provided a critical clue that helped the city avoid great losses and protected many innocent people. Evidence of those spreading fabricated news in this post has been stored. Defamation charges will be filed soon." The whole internet went crazy. My phone rang. It was Julian Case. His voice was as cocky as ever. "Next time something like this happens, leave it to your boss to handle. Don't stress yourself out." I curtly replied. Thank you anyway. Actions speak louder than words. Treat me to dinner tonight. I'll pick the place. Soon after, I was transferred to a national security unit. A high-ranking official over 50, Director Bennett, was sent down to be in charge. Director Bennett and his aide, Agent Miller, led me down to a basement. I'll just ask a few questions. After all, this ability of yours is truly unbelievable. Where is my aide, Agent Miller, from? Director Bennett asked. My mouth automatically answered, Anshan Province. Ching City, Daliashu Village. The second house on the left at the beginning of the village, with an old locust tree in front of the door. Director Bennett continued, All right, tell me, what was I doing at 3 p.m. last Wednesday? My mouth immediately said, You were presiding over the progress meeting for the Qianlong project on the third basement level of Base No, 2 in the northern suburbs of Beijing. You had a slight cold then and had replaced the tea in your thermos with Gonmao Kinger granules. Director Bennett asked the most crucial question, then tell me, what is the biggest current technical bottleneck in the Qianlong deep-sea exploration equipment we are researching? And what is the real solution? My mouth coldly spouted the answer. The problem lies with the current specialized steel material, which cannot withstand ultra-high water pressure and super low temperatures. But the solution is not in the material, but in the welding technique. You must use technology. No. 33 being tested by the Southwest Research Institute. The cooling rate for stage 3 should be below 15%, not 30%. Clack, the pen in Director Bennett's hand fell onto the table. Behind the screen, a white-haired expert immediately jumped up, his voice trembling. That's right, that's it. This girl is a genius. Director Bennett walked around the table and tightly grasped my hand. Comrade Lara Morgan, on behalf of the nation, I welcome you to join us. You are a living strategic treasure. Julian Case leaned against the doorframe. Director Bennett, do you believe me now? I told you I found a treasure. She's under my management from now on. Director Bennett laughed. You rascal, you've done a great service. From now on, everything related to Comrade Lara Morgan is entirely your responsibility. Julian Case stepped next to me. Hear that? You have to be obedient to your boss from now on. My new life officially began. I helped experts in gene editing, aerospace, and cryptography. Julian Case handled all the logistics and security, grumbling, I'm not a consultant. I'm clearly your full-time nanny. I lifted my chin smugly. Of course. I'm an important national asset now. The Morgan family constantly tried to contact me but couldn't. Robert Morgan's business plummeted. Until one night, Robert Morgan waited on the road I had to pass. Julian Case rolled down the car window. Mr. Robert Morgan, please maintain a safe distance. Also, as a friendly reminder, the financial report for your last quarter beautified the data a bit too obviously. Should I invite my friends at the Tax Bureau and the Securities Commission for a detailed chat over tea? Robert Morgan's face instantly turned pale and he retreated. On the way, I couldn't help but ask Julian Case, Hey, who exactly are you? How do you know everything? Julian Case answered nonchalantly, It's nothing, just a bit of family connections. I also got a few PhDs early on. My superiors thought I was suitable for handling some non-traditional problems, like you. So, from the moment I walked into the police station, you were observing me? I asked. Of course, he glanced at me, his eyes playfully teasing. Otherwise, how would I have picked up a treasure? Our daily routine basically consisted of me answering all sorts of experts' questions, and him handling everything else. When we had free time, he would take me out to eat all kinds of delicious food, and then brazenly made me pay with my reward money. After eating our way through the entirety of Atherton at my strong request, Julian personally cooked a celebratory feast. I watched his back, busy in the kitchen with an apron on, and couldn't help but blurt out, Consultant Case, I didn't expect you knew how to cook. He turned around and raised an eyebrow. What? Are you falling in love with me? My accursed mouth immediately went out of control. A little. The atmosphere immediately fell silent. Julian Case was clearly stunned, his ears visibly turning red. He pretended to be calm, put a bowl of noodles in front of me, and grunted, Eat your noodles and stop talking nonsense. But I clearly saw the corner of his mouth curving into a satisfied smile as he turned away. My security level had been raised to the highest, but some foreign forces still resorted to desperate measures. During a trip to a secret research institute, our convoy was ambushed in a carefully planned attack. In the chaos, I was violently pulled out. The back of my neck went numb, and I lost consciousness. When I woke up, I was lying in a bumpy truck bed, my hands and feet tied, with thick darkness engulfing me. I couldn't see my fingers when I held up my hand. Besides the rocking of the vehicle, there was no other sound. The stifling air made me increasingly dizzy. My heart sank to the bottom. Just then, a faint electrical buzzing sounded near my ear. The miniature transceiver I always wore in my ear was still working. This was the Science Institute's latest breakthrough, difficult to detect visually or with any standard scanning equipment. Julian Case's worried voice rang out. "Lara, can you hear me? Report your situation." My mouth was taped shut so I could only make vague sounds. Julian Case immediately understood and his voice was urgent. "Listen, try to feel your surroundings. The car's direction, sounds, smells, any detail at all." I struggled to focus, but the information was minimal. Suddenly, Julian Case remembered my ability and asked the key question. "Lara, tell me the fastest and most effective way for you to escape right now." The system's truth-telling mechanism in my body was immediately activated. Although my mouth was taped, my throat still forced out vague syllables. Tank, gas, unlocked, use, fire, force, stop. Julian Case immediately gave the order at the other end of the line. The gas tank is unlocked. Find an opportunity to set it on fire and force it to stop. Outside, the sounds of a chase and sudden, aggressive braking surged. Immediately afterward, the truck I was in was abruptly forced to stop. The huge inertia slammed me against the truck wall. My head was spinning and ringing. The sounds of intense gunfire and collisions erupted outside. Not long after, the truck door was yanked open and a rush of cool air poured in. I saw Julian Case's handsome face showing an unprecedented look of panic. He lunged and hugged me tightly, his arms squeezing me so hard I couldn't breathe. "You scared me to death, are you okay?" His voice trembled, barely concealed. Before I could recover, my mouth honestly reflected, "I was scared, yes, but you're hugging too tight. My ribs hurt." Julian Case laughed in annoyance, loosening his grip slightly and rubbing my head hard. "You ungrateful brat." After this incident, my protection measures escalated to a paranoid level, turning me almost into a national treasure panda. Julian Case stuck close to me, nearly hovering even when I went to the restroom. One night, he was watching a movie in my secure dorm room. The atmosphere was intimate. He suddenly leaned close, his eyes bright, and asked in a low voice, "Lara Morgan, is being with me better than being that miserable wealthy heiress?" The question was too direct, and my mouth instantly blurted out without hesitation, "Nonsense. Of course it's better. I don't have to pretend, and I get to look at your handsome face every day." Realizing what I had just said, I quickly covered my mouth. Julian Case let out a low, satisfied laugh, like a cat who just stole a fish. "Oh, so you like my face?" My face flushed. I wanted to deny it, but the system forbade lying, so I could only choke out, "So what if I do?" He pressed his advantage, leaning down to kiss me. The kiss was both gentle and dominant. When it ended, he rested his forehead against mine, his breathing ragged, and asked huskily, "What about me? Do you like me? Like, do you love me?" Love, I had completely given up. Julian Case embraced me tighter, his chin rubbing the top of my head. "That's better. Since you're so honest, I suppose I'll reluctantly submit the application for marriage approval." I raised my fist to playfully punch him, but was hugged even tighter. "Fine, since you're so handsome." In a corner I was unaware of, the Morgan family had completely collapsed. In desperation, Robert and Eleanor Morgan somehow found my workplace. They came right to the gate, tears streaming down their faces, begging me to come back. Julian Case stood right in front of me, blocking them. "You two have the wrong people. We only have Comrade Lara here, not any Morgan family heiress. Security, please escort these irrelevant people away. Don't obstruct important national vehicles." I looked at their regretful, stumbling backs, my heart completely calm. I anonymously donated a portion of my reward money to the orphanage where I grew up to improve the children's living and learning conditions. That place was my real home. Now, I continue to shine in my special position. Today, I help the Aerospace Bureau solve an engine problem. Tomorrow, I assist the medical field in conquering a difficult technical challenge. Julian Case is still my full-time nanny/boyfriend. He is responsible for connecting work, blocking trouble, and asking ridiculous questions. Lara, am I handsome? Yes. What's your favorite thing about me? Your abs. What do you want to eat tonight?